You don't know what to believe. You don't know if you're going to live tomorrow, today, next day, and you get Ivory League doctors. You make them Ivory League doctors because they know that you're scared because of what's going to happen to you. But look at all these diagnoses and what is a spectrum disorder, or is it a disorder? I'm questioning. Spectrums I'm finding are needed in this world, like they call it autism, but I think it's just high functionality to spend a lot of time on a computer coding. He got diagnosed. He was a computer science programmer, and he got diagnosed. He's got autistic spectrum disorder. Maybe we should just take the spectrum off. You know, I look around me, and there's more than just medicine around there. Skiing, going for a walk, eating good food, yeah. But there's Dr. Ivory Tower boys a prophet called commodity market farming, and they'll go out and tell you stories about eat more meat. You know, we only need a certain amount of protein. The protein myth. And you should read that book. Maybe level up on that. I don't eat hardly any meat. I'm very minimalist on my protein consumption, but there's many forms. But there are always going to be arguments. So, the best solution would be an integration of healthcare. And I'm a holistic practitioner, and it seemed to work for me. I've been misdiagnosed a few times and really do no harm. The ivory tower kids, when you put them into a socialized healthcare system, can be quite dangerous. Be careful because they got good protection from malpractice. And I'm not running down every doctor. I had an accident, but what's it related to? Pseudoscience called psychiatry. I'll say it. I think some of the psychiatric models of not looking at a person's history, not understanding that I'm an empath and I couldn't do that work, made me go into. He had me on. I'm gonna take it up to Ottawa and try it. See if I can get some compensation. I've wasted a lot of years of my life, and I go, well, but the mark of the beast with the pseudoscience is still on me. Am I bipolar? I wasn't bipolar to start with. I was just depressed. Why? You ever drove a cab for 10 years and you're a sensitive guy? You're hearing these stories people are telling you and opening up. You're an empath. So we tend to burn out. I go to this pseudoscientist called a psychiatrist. No, I'm not saying every psychiatrist is a pseudoscientist. I wouldn't say Abram Hoffer Dr. Abram Hoffer was a pseudoscientist. There's a few doctors out of the ivory tower of psychiatry. They're seeing differences, so we won't put them into these boxes. I'm going anti-psychiatry, but psychiatry has to reform. And I was looking at Dr. Campbell. I've seen some of your studies. I like what you did on COVID virus. It was good, but you're getting too technical on this spectrums and everything. You have to go deeper. Soil science, chemical agriculture is destroying the microbials in the soil. It's very deep. Like the type of food we're eating isn't really conductive to our health. I'm not going to force anybody to go into anything, but a flexitarian diet with balanced health would be better. Lots of fresh air. We got to look at the climate around us. This is all gray today. And our depression levels. I was tweaking things. I went on my phone. I started tweaking out what I don't need on there. We get off social media. That's a health. Oh, hell yeah. If you graft going off social media, it's an addiction. It's like cigarettes. It's like booze. Listen, I was an alcoholic. You know something? I drink now. I don't drink to excess. And that is the middle path. Because people in business or creative people do like to go out and have a few drinks. You know, if you're walking. But I enjoy beer. I enjoy whiskey. But I don't want to get liberated. I don't want to be able to talk. So I use the Nazareth label, hair of the dog. But there's nothing wrong with partaking in beverage, you know, like alcohol or beer. They're demonizing everything. And there's another pseudoscience, climate denying. Oh, God, that's going on a lot. Dr. Jorgen Peterson, he's a pseudoscientist now. Oh, he fits the camp. You know, example, you know, he's talking about plants adapt to climate change. But I say there's climate change. And who's paying them? ExxonMobil. Yeah, it's against us. But when we get into these polar camps, I've never in the history of Canada, in my days, seen everybody go one way. Go right. Go completely right. They just keep on badgering us with uh, an economic model that is, you call it freedom? Freedom? To have this is the prime idea. This GTA area is the freedom of raising house prices with that. So we're on these homes, we're getting mesmerized by Pierre Palliap, and I'm getting political. I'm getting politically for your sake. If he was a good MP, Doug Ford's getting better. If he was a good one, he wasn't using it to keep those little boys to destroy this country, and they are. The free market real estate racket. Now, I'm not saying that's another thing we're doing. So it's a healthcare. Oh, hell yeah. I got to move out of here. Why? I can't eat. The food prices are too high. I only get so much money. So, and he says, cut back what? To skinny pills? You got to eat, and I like to go out and have a drink. And it's temptation living around here. You can't enjoy your life with the hyperinflation. You know, other countries don't have this, and we could lower this down. Unfortunately, people, you might not like the liberal, but I'm looking at what you're calling a neoliberal. I think that's an ism, and I like that. What he said, it's an ism. It's just an ism term. And knowing anything about doing research, you find that it's more progressive conservative than liberal, unfortunately. The libertarian system. Everybody's crying freedom. So we're getting into. I have to take a stand and pray for Canada to vote for Mark Carney, or we won't survive. I walk around. I don't just sit on the phone and I don't listen to him. Well, I listen to him, but I go into a coffee shop and there's young people sleeping in coffee shops. And he's going to put them in jail? Come on. That's not democracy. Democracy is to stop the slop riders of real estate. You know, there's other things they can build equity into. Now we got, and you might not like this because the green, it's green, but it's available, and Doug Ford's buying into it, so he might be a liberal. That's what you say on Twitter. I got hacked on Twitter. Yeah. So thank you. I'm not using it. I feel a lot better because it's all rubbish. It's not discourse. It's not talking critically. Critical talking has been taken up by social media. It has. There's a lack of respect for authority. I mean, the basic authority of the country is our police force. And it's taken down by these libertarian lawyers. Look at it. Like when you're young, you're always trying the boundary, but they're pointing the right and wrong direction. You know, what is the real freedom? Real freedom is limit your media coverage. Don't watch it so much. It's mind hacking you. And is it a spiritual discernment? No, learning and listening to things and tithering up and getting out of stress level, you can discern that this isn't truthful. But it's hard to change people because they get into this habitual program. So that's the problem with Canada's democracy and the world's democracy. We're not thinking cognitively or critically on what we're being told. We're being influenced by individuals. So, am I saying anything wrong? I'm saying I want a civil society for every country. Then we won't have war and we won't have crime rates going up. And, I got up this morning and I felt I got to get out of here. They're not helping me. They're influencing me. I said, not stand. I couldn't get the business going. They're all busy. You know what it is? Why have drug addiction counselors when you can't fix the problem, and that's that market system? Those kids don't have homes. Of course, they're going to be taking drugs. They'll be doing crime. This has never happened like this, and I've lived a long time. It's just like saying there's no climate change. Maybe that's why they get this boomer hate here. And then they start generalizing that we all got dementia. Well, I've never seen weather like this in my earlier years, but it's built up crazy. And we've had some bad players like Stephen friggin' Harper. And I'm going to tell you something. This is a conservative. Well, they tried to get him out, the conservatives. They were contacting me. I was in politics, and I heard them, and they said, no, we're not all bad. Brian Mulroney is a green conservative. These? Nah. And the other thing is, they're telling you want more jobs? How can you get more jobs if Fraser Institute says it's a one-trick pony economy? How can you believe this stuff? Maybe I got a little bit of a bird's eye view. I've been in every province in the past 2 years. Yeah, traveling. Seeing the variances. And seeing things they're not talking about, like in Alberta. I see a lot of other income streams, like ranching, cattle, store owners. They're not all fossil fuels. The only thing the fossil fuel thing does is keep Alberta rich. That means they got a foundation, and that's what Mark Carney's talking about. We're not going completely off fossil fuels. We're just putting a carbon tax on it. And it's like my phone. I was just looking at it. I'm used a lot of the data. So I go in and adjust the settings on it. And I'm not using so much cellular. And I can select, let's say I want to listen to your music. I just shut those apps down on the iPhone. Well, it's like a car. We have freedom to choose to cut down, and we get an income tax. We get rebates. It's not making sense. Think about it. And the way they're making it look is they're putting out fake charts and everything. You can't believe that stuff. I know that Mark Carney's getting in. I talked to a lot of people. They don't want this anymore. They've had enough. If that housing market goes up and keeps on going up, it'll run every business and every livelihood out of business. It's got to be contained. So that's healthcare. A lot of businesses it's squeezing out. It's the big giant there of a commodity market housing racket. And they're pointing at the immigrants and they're pointing at everything. And that's called scapegoating. Now, I want to hear the honest man. If this is a court of law and you're just badgering like this, the judge would have an easy time to decide you're a liar. I hate to call it a buck, but I hear lies all the time. And this isn't good for our economy. If we don't change, we'll have a split country. We'll have people in jail. My Lord. Which is better? To reform people? To give a bit of peace by lowering the housing market? And maybe you won't get your tires swiped. Everything else, because people that are poor will commit crime. They'll start taking drugs. It's stressful not to have housing. No hope for your young people. There's a lot of things wrong with the social media system. I really think online dating's not healthy anymore. It's just, to me, I think it's you. It's not you. And it's sort of chicken little, you can't. You gotta ask your girl out, guys. And you don't have to act like all these young guys on here trying to tell you how to pick up girls. They're amateurs or they're virgins. I'm just kidding. But just be you. You'll never find you if you're living online getting influences and worshiping liars and morons. And they're a little cynical. I'm gonna name one. I really thinks he knows everything. He talks about the history of Canada, and it's all fake. It's not true. He's a conspiracy theorist, or he's got all. I hear a lot of stuff. Listen, maybe I got dementia, but maybe I play piano and my cognitive functions are good. Maybe I'm just smarter as you. Maybe. But I'm going to tell you my opinion. There's a few wokey millennials on here that are telling a bunch of rubbish. One of them, should I call him out? J.J. McEwen. He's cynical and he's full of. I've never heard so much rubbish with J.J. He teamed up with Georgie the Lobster King. Now, you tell me I got to listen to him? Nobody has to listen to him. After many years, I've formulated my opinion and I've deleted biases that don't serve me. But it doesn't serve me to listen to Jorgen Peterson or J.J. McEwen or Rex Murphy or Joe Rogan. No. Maybe it was Neil Young's sister I used to talk to. She trained me. But what are we talking about? There's a lot of anybody's claiming climate denying. We call that, put it in the box, pseudoscience. Because there is a science to this. And look at you, attacking professional scientists. So it's corporate science, greed science, but pseudoscience, just all in one. But what are we doing? Are we forcing you to do things? No. They're telling you lies. The carbon tax isn't hurting you. What's hurting is the fossil fuel market will always be volatile and fluctuating. And equalization payments going out of there, that'll change. What's that mean? Everybody gets a piece of the pie. See, they've been getting all the pieces of the pie. Tell you, the banking system is tethered to the fossil fuel market. And yeah, it's the fossil fuel market. No, are we telling you to quit driving? No. You regulate. You've got enough freedom. But if you do regulate, you get more carbon rebate. And that's the way it should be. But Hank, you wiped it out, because PA fell you up. But you got free will. If the fuel prices go up, they'll regulate you. Because listen, I had a fast car years ago, and the fuel prices went way up. I had to get rid of it. It's always in these fluctuations. It's like I see. But these graphs and everything you're showing on elections, I think that's woke. I'm looking at other graphs and they're different. So. But I hope Canada, if I'm taking if this doesn't stop, this country's doomed. He could take another model and promise something else instead of promoting a free market system. He's got, if we were intelligent enough, go ahead, cut your throat. Or we could say maybe make some sense here, and you might get in power. But no. So somebody's paying that free market system. It's going to kill everybody. And is it going to kill brokers? I'm going up to Ottawa. I talked to a broker. Vote for Mark Carney because she says, I want a sustainable real estate market I can make sales in. There's been so many rip-offs over the years I've seen. Gas companies, Enbridge. Should I name it? Oh, they might sue me. I got to tell you. They had young guys going out and selling these Enbridge, and they come out and they get old people. They're real nice. They're the biggest scammer going. They get you to lock in on a program, and then you look at, I'm signed for a higher rate. They do that. So they're an honest company? Well, not the subcontractors. It's like the digital marketing system. It's just got so out of control. Ethical business. Is it to do the hustle? And it's the same as the scammer. Hurry up, pay up. Do this. Come on. That is hustle sales marketing. It's horrible. Nobody wants to do that. If you're buying a ticket item, do you want to be shoved on something? You take it, oh, hell, what did I buy that for? Well, they're doing it all the time. Furniture sales, I look at that. It's going up, and they got depots where you don't want it, you give it away. Is it a charity system? No, it's bad for everybody, that type of sales pitch. You shouldn't hustle people. One of the economic ways is of minimalizing or budgeting is to put it on a list and see if it resonates. So that's not good sales marketing. We've lost our ethics in business. We always used to have ethics. I used to go in and say this isn't working. And, I'll take it back. No? Oh, it's terrible. You can't get anything. It was on sale. We don't have it on anymore. You didn't tell me that. I get a little sick of that. You didn't tell me that. I just wasted my money. What did I do? Throw it out. I bought so much garbage that way, and that's ethics. Is that going to keep a business going? Well, people might look at that franchise and say, "No, I don't think so." If you're selling garbage, what you do is if you want to make a good business, buy good products and increase the sales of good products, and they'll come back. Offer them a hook, something they might like if they're saving money on good products. That's simple. So that's Mark Carney's principle of value. It's an economic model. Like, we don't like the banks right now, but why? The banks are all right if we could regulate and keep the economy stable. I'll tell you something I noticed. A lot of young people had no really good in-depth understanding of economy. Any business should know an economic model. Unions are going up because the managers say we have shareholders. They wouldn't listen to it. So there's no logic there, and you'll see that a lot. Is the unions wrong? Well, in those cases, when they don't listen to the corporation, yeah, they are wrong, because they're seeing the ivory tower camp, I want more money, and they're not looking at the company shareholders. Got to pay shareholders too. They're the ones that are feeding you. The shareholders. They don't even know the infrastructure of a corporation. That's what it seems like. That's how the Collingwood shipyard went out. Yeah. In Collingwood. I'm getting out of here. They're just as woke as ever. It's worse now. It's getting worse. People are buying houses here that ain't worth the price. It's not bargain. It's highway robbery because they're using a mantra. It's a nice community if they didn't have the prices so high. But the mantra's location. There's a store up there in Blue Mountain Village. I'm not going to run down Blue Mountain Village, but the mantra should run down. He's a Tilsonburg farmer. Let's talk about this. He buys, I got to put my shirt down. He buys a pair of shoes, $40. Same damn things in that store for almost $300. So they get into he just gets into this. He's a rich man. He just says most rich men don't go and spend money like that. They're the dumb rich that don't stay rich, But the Tilsonburg farmer, he says, money. Look at those shoes. I bought them for $40 down in Tilsonburg. He says, location. See the mantras? That's what they say up here. Now, it's a selling point, but is it a mantra? I don't think it's ethical business. I really don't think so. What's the other factors that would make the sale sound better if you're honest, but you're not trying to make a quick buck and you've been played in the market? Oh, hell yeah. This town is almost dead and the crime rates are going up. So I'm right in the thick of a tourist town that's gone all tourism and no community. It's very little community here. It's like being on a desert island. Nobody knows anybody because it's all transient. Now, I'm not running down the tourist industry. That's tourist industry over there. The Blue Mountains. They're more community than here. This is a falling empire, Collingwood. And I'm not making fun of it. I loved Collingwood. I grew up here. I was born here. But it's falling apart, I'm going to tell you. It is not a good place to come to right now until we get this market settled down. And I'm thinking of the gameplay retired people that come up here and buy here because I want you to have a good place to live. Well, here they're building out a luxury condominium, but the end of Harvard, beautiful right out there. But here's the problem: it's an ivory tower. Nobody's going to be able to serve you if they can't afford the housing for around here. And they don't seem to get this. Maybe they're in their ivory tower, the social media blindness. So I talked to the mayor. It's doomed if they don't wake up. And I'm not the only one that says that. There's a lot of people living here. That doesn't make sense. So I think I'm getting into an age where we got this social media screaming and not letting us have a cognitive function to decide what's right and wrong. Gets us mad. So our cortisol levels go up, our brain shuts down. We go make the wrong decisions. It's like sales, and you can buy. Oh, see, I really think there's something wrong, and I think the social media has just got worse. I'm going to tell you some things I've observed on here. They're always asking, "I want love." The women are asking, young women, listen, guys, I want love, but maybe I don't want the vanilla boy. The vanilla lovemaking. That's not kink. I like kink. How many young men am I trying to talk to? I like her. I want her. I love her. But she wants the multi-flavored ice cream because of this. Why? Our brain's being programmed to not be satisfied. There's no satisfaction. Not with an attention deficit disorder called attention getting economy of social media. No, I got this phone here. You're going to say I'm using a phone. Yeah. I got I just got a few apps on here. Well, I got business apps, but I have no social media, absolutely not. Because I don't need it. And if I want to record events in my life, I sure don't share it with the world. I use an app. I use this OneNote. Great app. I can do videos and everything. If I want to share it with somebody, I'll share it with a friend or somebody or my girlfriend or a wife or my family. But I don't share it with, like we are sharing things. I've seen this. We share all these beautiful photos. We think, oh, look at that. I was helping when I was married. My marriage is gone, but maybe it's social media. I was helping. We'd see girls driving around, young women in their cars. Nice looking girls. They got married 6 months before. Got it. And I look up their profile on Facebook. Oh, it's a beautiful wedding and everything. And then they're living in their car trying to get junk furniture to find a cheap place to live. What is that? The false reality world of the social media corrected. That was the first part of the social media system that was failing us. Now this YouTube, I don't have it on here. So what I do is I clean the cache. If I see something I don't like, I block it and I clean the cache. I don't want it. And that's the way I keep junk off. It's always sweeping the floor. Because people follow me here, they're mind hacked to give their opinions and shove Jordan Peterson or somebody up my butt. Listen, I've come to the point of really exploring Jordan Peterson. I don't want to see him. Okay? I don't want to see him. He's really pushed my buttons. I'd say boring. I don't know why we worship the ego. I like intelligent things that he turned me right off of clinical psychology. So what psychology do I use? I'm using a business type of psychology to not forcing things on people in leadership roles where people are functioning better. It's not an attack psychology going against women and saying you got them. It's uh, it's a respectful psychology of not being narcissistic, but he talks about narcissism. Is he going to sue me? Well, I don't think I'm just counterintuitively saying what I believe about Dr. Jordan Peterson. Oh, I'll say one good thing, Peterson. Nice hairstyle, buddy. my hair's not perm yet. Maybe I should go get a colored jacket and get a perm. Am I being cynical? Well, you're not my best friend. Because I'm an environmentalist and I'm a man that wants a good country. I love my country. I used to until you destroy it with your rhetoric. You're just showing one view. A lot of people have values on the environment. 1 in 7 Canadians want a change in the climate. Oh, what are you going to do? Start ramming it up our butts? We're just ignoring it. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair at all. But, people comment and they call me champ and stuff. This is derogatory statements. It's not very professional. I'm a horseman. I'm surprised. Hey, dude. I've rode horses. I've done equestrian jumping, western. I've raced horses. I trained them. I think I graduated out of the dude ranch, but I'm not bragging. And I played in bands. So, dude, you don't know what a dude is. And I'll tell you something, these girls could outride you any moment, so be careful, boys, run them down. Dude. That's a derogatory term. What do I think of hip-hop music? What do I think of drum machines? I threw them out years ago. I don't like them. I started feeling my own passion, my own guitar stuff, my own piano stuff. It's to get the meter down, but I don't need to. Like, let's say I'm going to write a song. I go out, I'll put it down on the piano. I'll go out to a bar, have a few drinks, and I'll write down maybe some key point in the verse of each lyric. It's my own creativity, and it's just cleaning it up with AI. I'm not using AI to create it. So there's another thing I don't like. I think our music system was created too automatically. I remember when those drum machines came out, and they're like, no, they're not a natural meter. Heavy metal players said notice the blues players got a different feel. Yeah, because it's a natural feel. Music's about feeling, art's about feeling. We can't have it too mechanical. No, it's all right for graphic arts because it's just drawing our eye in to buy something. But for art, for art's sake, it's not. And music shouldn't be that way either. I have a lot of variances, and there's not one thing that fits everything. So think about it. And I'm going to get off here and let you go and have a great day. She's raining out. I'm going to go for a walk. Take care.